It's happening! It's like everything you ever wanted, but not. Want daily tech news in a way that doesn't suck? Of course you do. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Front Page Tech, of course, show that gives you all the latest tech news from one geek, that is me, to another, that is you. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, very opinionated show today. Like, literally, every story that we talk about, there's a little something for all of you. So I'm proud to announce that at the end of today's show, all of you will be able to leave unhappy. All right, so first up for the day, story numero uno. Never. That is when Apple will let you use iMessage on Android. It will never happen, and I can already hear you. But Jern, Apple could just let us use iMessage on Android and make us pay for it as a subscription service, maybe every month, and they would make so much money. Oh, children. Oh, Colin.
No, Tom. That's wrong.
If you really think that Apple would make more money from that, selling iMessage as some sort of subscription service than they already do selling you an iPhone instead, that then will make you pay for apps and other Apple services and other Apple products, you are a crazy person. Pay attention, kids. Write this one down. iMessage will never be the product because iMessage is the reason. iMessage is just another reason, by the way, a massive reason why you buy an iPhone. And if you have an iPhone, Apple has you, the whole customer. Literally, if they gave up iMessage and let you use it on Android, it would be catastrophic. But that does not mean that Google isn't trying to give you the next best thing. I mean, Google has been trying to build an iMessage alternative for a very, very long time. Many a Google Chat app has existed. Many a Google Chat app has been killed. Shout out to killedbygoogle.com. But they've been talking about it. We've been hearing about it for a long time. RCS. Rich communication service. Rich communications service. That's what I was trying to say. Anyway, it's finally here, rolling out in the US, but there are a few minor problems. And by minor, I mean for some of you, tiny, for others, big problems. Just as it is with literally any other Google product or service, fragmentation is like the core issue. And for instance, right now, carriers like Verizon and AT&T still don't use RCS. Like, for example, unlike iMessage that just sort of works as long as you have internet access somewhere with your iPhone, RCS relies a bit more on your carrier. And right now, carriers like Verizon and AT&T still can't communicate and connect back and forth using RCS. So even though RCS is now available to all users in the US, so long as you update your Messages app and your carrier services, there's still some issues. Another one being that there's no end-to-end encryption either. So yeah, it's rolling out, but also yes, it has a long way to go. And oh man, if they could just get this to work, like hopefully they don't give up on it like Google does with most shit. But if it works, I'm not saying that if they figured this out and everything was working smoothly, they worked out all the kinks, I'm not saying that I would leave the iPhone again and go back to Android again for like the third or fourth time, but I'm just, that's what I'm saying, basically. Okay. All right, so next up, and this is a bit of an update. So last week, we did an episode where we covered a story about how the Galaxy Fold totally flopped. And holy shit, were y'all pissed. Basically, the story, to sum it all up, was that a Samsung rep on stage during an event said that Samsung had sold 1 million units of the Galaxy Fold. And yeah, 1 million things is a lot of things, but in terms of the units that Samsung usually pushes, yeah, 1 million is a flop. But fuck me, man, you guys were pissed. The Samsung Knights came out just in droves, and you all were mad at me for saying this. On stage, he said, there's 1 million people that want to use this product at $2,000 each. So yeah, he's claiming that at least 1 million units of the Galaxy Fold have sold. Okay, so number one, I don't believe that. So I'm pretty sure it's somewhere under 1 million, but they just sort of rounded up, and that's fine. A lot of people do that. That's cool. So that's what I said last week, and look at these comments. Like, as soon as I saw these comments coming in, I started taking screenshots. So here you go, internet. Enjoy. I mean, I didn't think I was that harsh in the episode, but so many of you were pissed at me for not being able to say I was wrong. Like, John, why can't you just admit it? Just say you were wrong. Just say you were wrong about the Galaxy Fold. Why don't you believe Samsung? 1 million units is so many units. It's not a flop. And guys, I gotta be honest, like, sometimes it just feels like you all just ignore my track record. Like, it never matters, and it's always you against me. Why can't you just love me? Why can't you just love me and accept me, please? Well, okay, if that's what you want, if you want it to be you versus me, then I was right. I win. Again. It turns out, ladies and Samsung Knights, that no, Samsung absolutely, positively, rootily, tootily bootily did not sell 1 million units of the Galaxy Fold. The number was made up. They have since come out to clarify all of this, saying that the executive, Yong Sun, who was on stage at that event and said that the company sold 1 million Galaxy Folds, was mistaken or confused, saying that he may have confused the figure with the company's initial sales target for the year, further stating that the sales of the Galaxy Fold have certainly not reached 1 million. In fact, their goal, as they mentioned before, for literally the entire year is just half of that, 500,000 units. Well, Samsung Knights, what do you have to say for yourself now? You go right over there, march your happy ass over there, you sit in the corner and you think about what you did, and then you come back here and you apologize. You say you're sorry to Uncle Jern. Don't worry, I'll wait. All right, so last up for the day, let's pick on you Apple people. Well, I don't know. It might make some of you Apple sheep happy. It might make some of you mad. I can't really tell. We'll find out. So yesterday, The Verge posted an article from them and Walt Mossberg saying that Tim Cook's Apple had a great decade, but no new blockbusters. That's the title of the article. And to that, I say, respectfully, of course, Walt, sir, with all due respect, are you fucking high? So within the last decade and with Tim Cook, Apple has only given us the Apple Watch, the best-selling smartwatch by far. Like, it's not even close. Which, by the way, more recently comes with health features and maybe sort of kind of potentially be saving lives, but you know, nobody cares about that. AirPods are now more popular than peak iPod sales. And then also, the best-selling iPhones that have ever happened under Tim Cook in the last decade. The iPad dismantled literally the entire tablet market. RIP Android tablets, rest in spaghetti, never forgetty. No, but for real, if we could go back to the Nexus 7 days, oh, what a perfect tablet. Oh, and of course, let's not forget that whole measly world's first publicly traded company to be worth $1 trillion thing. That would be ridiculous. Literally 2/3 of all the money that Apple has ever seen has come under Tim Cook. Now hold up, listen, okay? Listen just for a second. I am not saying that Steve Jobs wasn't absolutely totally a legend that we all still worship. I'm not denying that. Steve Jobs was freaking incredible. But to say that Apple has had no new blockbusters in the last 10 years? I mean, I don't know what the word blockbuster means to you, and I have no idea why Walt would be so incredibly biased towards the legacy of Steve Jobs or anything. I mean, it's not like they were friends and Steve Jobs means a lot to Walt. I'm sure it's nothing like that. I'm just saying, if I was good friends with Steve Jobs back in the day, I would also write this article. I guess at this point, it would be a great opportunity to bring up a video that we made a few months ago about how Apple is better off without Steve Jobs. A lot of people loved this video, said it was their favorite video of the year. Too bad I'll never make a video as good as this one. If you haven't seen it, it's not at all what you think. It's not that Tim Cook is always gonna be better than Steve Jobs, that it should have been Tim Cook all along. No. It's just about how Tim Cook now, at this stage, with this market, with this landscape, is better for Apple. Whew, okay, we covered everything. How y'all doing? Are we all happy? Smiling? No? And that's the show. Hopefully you liked, you learned something. If you did, hit that like button. If you hate my stupid face, which I know a lot of you probably do right now, go ahead, hit the dislike button. That's fine too. That button works. And I'll see you tomorrow. Subscribe and stuff. I'll see you tomorrow.